let's take a look around the Big 12, man.
Yep. This is my favorite part of the show. I mean, I like every part of the show, but
Right.
this is like I like to gauge our competition and size them up a little bit, and then
Yes, sir.
put my heels on the Jayhawk neck just a little bit tighter.
Oh, dude, we were the only ones calling for that. I mean, you 100% called for it.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, we
I,
both called for it, but you
I was
really
like, Illinois is going to take this game.
and it is
KU is not the team that they.
hot garbage. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look here.
I wouldn't apologize for that at all.
Arizona State traveling to Texas State? What the heck? On a Thursday night. Arizona State's defense, I was looking up stats. I mean, they're top 5 in almost every category on defense. Their defense is legit. They are favored by only 1.5 points. I do not get that. I understand it's at Texas State. I understand all of that, and they're both 2-0. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to jump the gun here. I got Arizona State winning 28-10. Hitting the under, but hitting the spread for Arizona State.
Arizona has actually been like such a pleasant surprise for the Big 12. They were projected like one of the worst teams coming in for the season, and they have just been super fun to watch. I'm gonna say for their first away, is it their first away game? I think it is.
It is.
I'll go ahead and I'll say Arizona State does a 34-14. We'll do that.
Love it. We broke this down earlier in our main podcast here, but I have K-State winning 42-24, covering the spread, covering the over-under. And what was your score prediction again?
45-21.
K-State wins. So both of us have K-State covering big time and hitting the over as well. This is going to be a fun game. We both feel like this is the breakout game for K-State's offense. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. It really is.
John Schaefer, man.
Yeah,
he is coming in. Get it while you can.
Absolutely. Also on Friday, I don't know why, KU again is playing at a soccer stadium. They're hosting UNLV, which UNLV is actually pretty legit this year. I mean, they won at Houston by 20 points. Their offense is legit. Dude, they have a turnover slot machine. Like, I don't know if you've seen everyone like their turnover chains, all these different really funny things. Since they're in Vegas, theirs is a turnover slot machine. So if you get a turnover, meaning interception or fumble recovery, go to the sideline and you hit the slot machine, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. If only you had a real home field advantage. That is freaking hilarious.
Because the only sport they care about is basketball. Let's be real here.
I have KU winning this game.
I do not.
But I do not have them covering the spread.
No, dude. I have UNLV winning this game.
I love it.
They beat Houston. Granted, it was a bad team, bad Houston team, but Houston next week almost beat OU. So I think UNLV actually is pretty sneaky, and Kansas might actually they might be in trouble here. I don't know. It's not.
What's your score?
I'm gonna go ahead and say UNLV 28, Kansas 24.
Dude, our scores are almost the same. I got KU winning 27-24. So neither of us
one point.
Yeah. Well, but the other team winning at this point. So moving on. Interesting game. Very interesting. Oklahoma State traveling just a little bit down the road to Tulsa. They are 20-point favorites coming off of a very big emotional win at home against Arkansas. I think Oklahoma State wins this game. I don't think they win by 20. I got them winning 34-24.
You know what would be the most Mike Gundy thing to do here? Is to lose this game.
I mean, he's done it before. He lost. Who did they lose to last year? It was like 31-7. It was like South Alabama or something.
Yeah, this would be the most Mike Gundy thing to do, is to lose to this team. I'm going to say Oklahoma State pulls the victory out, but do not. There is only one man in the entire college football world that can write a story as crazy as Mike Gundy, and that's Mike Gundy. That's it. Like, he just always ends up having the craziest storyline for his team. But I'm going to go ahead and say Oklahoma State, they're going to win the game. I really hope that Ollie Gordon pulls it together. I think their offensive line is probably the issue, but that remains to be seen. Ollie Gordon probably going to be breaking 200 yards this game, hopefully. It's going to be Oklahoma State 36. Tulsa will give you 10.
Oh, so you do have them covering and winning. Okay, all right. OSU wins, but Tulsa covers easy. Tulsa dropped 62 last week, says John Schaefer. Interesting. That's a lot of
the most Mike Gundy thing to do, though, is to lose this game.
That's true. That is true.
I'm just letting the record know right now that even though the smart move is to pick Oklahoma State, but my heart is saying that Gundy's going to throw this game. I know it. I feel it in my gut. It could
happen, dude. It could happen. Cincinnati going to Miami, Ohio. I cannot pick Cincinnati at this point. They gave up a 3-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter. Cincinnati favored by 3.5. I don't see that. I don't know what Miami has. I can't pick for Cincinnati at this point. I'm going to get Miami 24, Cincinnati 23.
I want to go Miami 21, Cincinnati 14.
I mean, we're just not buying a sauce in Cincinnati ever since. I mean, a couple years ago, they went to the college football playoff. What happened, man? What happened, dude? Like, I have no idea what's going on with their program, but it's not where it needs to be. And we both have them losing, dude. We do. North Texas going to Texas Tech. Another team that, I don't know if I can pick Texas Tech to win this game, dude. I'm not.
Texas Tech.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. North Texas, 38. Texas Tech, 35.
Okay. I got to give Texas. I think a lot of Texas Tech fans are going to be at this game. So I want to give Texas Tech a little bit of breathing room here. I'm going to say they're going to win the game. I'll say Texas Tech. It's going to be one of those crazy games where they're going to score like 45 points, and then North Texas
over under, dude. Look at over under. It's like 70 points.
That's what I was going to say. 45, and North Texas is probably going to do I was going to say 27.
Yeah. Oh, I do remember, dude. That was disgusting. That was disgusting. I've driven by that stadium many times, going down to visit my sister and other things in Texas. When I went to the Big 12 championship game in 2022, drove right by it. But yeah, that was a gross game. But for Texas Tech, thankfully it's at home, so we'll see what happens. But I'm not picking them. I'm not. What was your score again? I had Texas Tech losing 38-35.
Oh, it's going to be like 4. Oh, I didn't realize it was at Texas Tech. Of course, their fans are going to be there. I was going to say 45-27. Texas Tech wins. Yeah, okay. They win.
All right. Win. They're on the get right train.
They need to
Very interesting game here. We got the backyard brawl. This is what it's called. West Virginia Pitt. I don't know what to think of this game. Pitt came back from 3 touchdowns down against Cincinnati. I feel like West Virginia is the better team, but I felt like that the last couple of years, and I still lost. It's in Pittsburgh. I'm gonna say, Kenny, you go first.
I'm just gonna pick West Virginia to win. I think that after they won their first game, they know they got the win under the belt. Now they can actually focus on just getting better and not have to worry about not having a win. So I think the pressure's off them now. I think they can play a little bit more loose. So I'm going to say West Virginia wins this game. It's probably going to be like a 27-21 game. It's going to be tough. I think they're going to be physical. I don't know if it's going to be a 60-point game, but A little bit less than that. I'll say, 27-21.
All right, I'm going to go West Virginia 26-21.
Fair enough.
Both of us have West Virginia winning, covering the spread, not hitting the over-under. I just had to do that. I thought that was funny. Utah at Utah State. Man, a lot of Big 12 teams are playing on the road this week. K-State got their road game out of the way last week. So I'm pretty happy to see that everyone else is finally playing on the road. Utah favored by 20 at Utah State. I don't know what the situation is with Cam Rising. I do think Utah is legit. I'm going to say Utah.
It's going to be a low-scoring game, I think. If Cam Rising is not in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be low-scoring.
It's going to be very low-scoring.
28-17. Utah wins. Does not cover the spread. Hits just at the over. Over-under is 44.5. Utah does not cover, but hits the over. That's my prediction there.
You're going to give Utah State 17 points.
I am. They're the home team, dude. Utah State's had a decent program the last 10 years or so. Decent program.
I don't know.
John Schaefer says West Virginia drops another one here. Feels like Utah and K-State are going to have a real nice rivalry going these next few years. I agree.
I think, the year 2025 is the year of K-State. Let's not forget that.
Yes, sir.
I think Utah's defense is just way too much for Utah State. I'm going to say that Utah State is held to a field goal. And wow. I think Utah is probably going to put up 27 points, 30 points probably. We'll say that.
30-3, huh?
30-3, yeah.
Wow. A lot of faith in Utah. We'll see what happens, man.
I just have faith. I have more faith in
how they do on the road. I'm excited to see how all these teams do on the road.
Mm-hmm.
They're not all going to win, that's for sure. Baylor at home against Air Force. Baylor coming off of a loss at Utah. I don't know what the Air Force team has. They don't have the athletes Baylor does. I don't know really what to think of Baylor either, though. Baylor's going to win 31-14.
Yeah. I mean, Dave Aranda, he's got to
figure it out.
He's got to figure it out. Yeah, this crew that he's rolling with is a struggle. I still think probably I want to go with the Big 12 here and just say that Baylor being at home.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win this game. I think it's going to be. See, I don't really know how to gauge Baylor. I haven't watched a single Baylor game this.
I watched a couple highlights of them against Utah. They didn't look very good.
Yeah. I'll say 27-14, I'll do this. I'll do 30-14. How about that? 30-14 for Baylor.
You did to me what I did to you.
I didn't. I was looking up something when you were talking.
I said 31. I said 31-14.
Oh, you did.
All right. Big game.
Hey, that just means that you and I are like on the same wavelength. I was not paying attention to what you. Yeah.
Well, and Saturday, you and I got our first volleyball game, Dave. We got to be on the same page, right? We got to be on the same page.
Of course.
Okay, we got a big game. Monster game in Fort Collins, Colorado.
I want Colorado State to win this.
Colorado State's winning. I agree. It's going to be a high-scoring game. 41-38 Colorado State.
I'll agree with you on that. Those are solid scores. I think Colorado State is going to be really, really wanting that revenge loss that they took last year.
I think, was it an overtime or no? It was
something like that.
It was really close.
They did not deserve to lose that game. They had that game.
I agree. UCF at TCU. We got a Big 12 game, man. We got an actual Big 12 contest happening.
Yep, this is the first Big 12 kickoff game here. I'm
going to let you pick this. UCF fans, by the way, we see your comments. We appreciate you guys watching.
Yeah, and we do respect your team.
We
You
saw them
have
in person last year.
we
We know
saw
what
in
you guys
person and we were like high praising them, even though we beat you guys. Like,
even though they gave up a huge second half comeback by Baylor the next week.
exactly. UCF is gonna take this win over TCU. It's gonna be a wild game. I think UCF. This is their. I mean, this is really their first like formidable opponent they've had. I mean, Sam Houston, that ain't it. And I think who else did they play? I can't remember, but I just know that they've had a pretty easy schedule up
Oh,
until this
super easy.
point.
Yeah.
So
TCU's battle tested. I mean, they played at Stanford and won. They won at home last week.
yeah,
They're
I
battle
think they're. I think yeah, this is going to be. And you're going into TCU. I think TCU might actually give them a run for their money, but I still think UCF is going to come out with the dub. Yeah, RJ Harvey is just way too good.
not as good.
He's not as good as DJ though.
No, he's not.
He just isn't. But he is good, and I want to say UCF is going to come out with a 35-30 win.
I'm going the other way, man. I'm going the other way. This is a prove it game for me. If you are UCF, this is a prove it game for me. TCU is already battle tested. I'm going to have TCU winning 34-28. They're going to make a defensive stop at the end of the game.
Okay.
Rice at Houston.
I have a little bit more faith in Houston.
Yes,
they are
I do
0-2.
too, but they're still going to lose, in my opinion. They're going to lose.
Rice?
Yes. 24-20.
Oh man, no, dude.
I can't pick Houston.
They're
Dude.
at home.
I cannot pick them. And plus, who is the Rice quarterback? EJ Warner, Kurt Warner's son.
Oh, well, we had his other son. So
we did have his other son.
His other son was baller, and he was part of that Big 12 championship team. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, you know, I even though that is cool that we got a Warner playing quarterback on the Rice team, I want to say Houston is going to get their first dub of the year, and it's actually going to be a good game for them. I think they're going to get like 28 points.
Okay.
They're going to hold Rice to 14. We'll say that. It'd be a solid game, but a well-deserved victory. After they did a really good job against OU, couldn't pull it out, but I think this is the game where you show what you got. So,
last game feels like we've been going forever. The new Big 12. There's a lot of games. There's just a lot of games.
I can't wait for conference play. It's going to be so much quicker.
Yes, I agree. We only have one conference game this week. BYU at Wyoming. BYU favored by 10.5. Is BYU already looking ahead to the K-State matchup next week in Provo at 9:30 at night? Or do they just come out and just wax an 0-2 Wyoming team, who is the home team in this game?
Yeah, I think they just take care of business here. I think BYU has the talent to cover Wyoming pretty easily. I mean, there's always the what if factor. Like you could lay an egg here by looking ahead. I mean, that happens a lot in college football. But I have a little bit of faith that they're going to take this away game pretty seriously. So I'll say this. I'll say BYU. I want to give you. I think you're going to take this seriously. So I'm going to give you 28 points. And Wyoming, I'm going to give you like 12.
I love the always going to the 12. Here's what I'm going to say. I don't understand why BYU is playing back-to-back road games in a non-conference. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. They just played at SMU last week, playing at Wyoming this week. That makes no sense to me. So I don't understand what your athletic department is doing. I do think BYU is better than Wyoming. I do think 10 points is pretty nice. I do think there is going to be some sort of factor them looking forward to the K-State game. I do not think BYU is the best team in the Big 12. I do think they're in the upper half. So in that 1 to 8 range, right? Or right around the middle of the pack, actually. I think that BYU is going to win this game 24-13, covering the spread, but not over under.
All right.
So that is the Big 12 picks for week 3.